Welcome back, everybody, to the web designer slash developer portfolio website creation series. This is a vlog where I show you every step of the way as I create my upcoming portfolio websites. Uh, I mean, every step of the way, everything from wireframes to getting ideas from inspiration, as you can see here, from creating your mood board and like taking your primary, secondary, and stuff like that, inspiration. Uh, like I'm showing you everything, not only design but also development. So today we're going to be continuing. Last time, as you can see here, we have finished the hero section. Design, and today we're going to be continuing on with the work section, I believe. Yeah, the work section. So I'm just going to be duplicating this side by side here. And let's keep it consistent, 32 pixel gap. I'm just going to remove most of this stuff, everything actually. Okay, I have to make a decision here. Like, should I keep or remove the navbar from this section? Do I want the navbar to be a sticky navbar, or do I want it to be only on the hero section? Like, there are some websites which are sticky navbar. Like here, for example, this is a sticky navbar. And the reason he made it sticky in this inspiration is because he basically had it into a mobile menu, so it doesn't really take much space, so it's just worth it to have sticky navbar. Here it's like different. He contracts the sticky navbar into this sort of form here, and which you click and you just see the rest of the links. And there are also other variations, obviously. If we randomly select one of them here, okay, maybe not one. If we select this one, for instance, I believe it does not have sticky navbar. Rather, it just shows it's not loading quite well currently, but basically it just shows the sticky navbar only on the hero section. And when do we need to make a navbar sticky, and when do we not need that? So the easiest answer I could give you here is we need a sticky navbar when the links here are actually on the same page. For example, if I'm scrolling through a landing page and the landing page has a portfolio section, it has pricing section, it has contact section. So if those are the four like links here, then I should have a sticky navbar. Basically, because when I'm recycling or when I'm scrolling actually through the page, I want them to be highlighted and I want that to be easy navigation. But if you are aiming just to have uh, home, like these are separate pages, you can see home, portfolio, about, contact, right? So home is the landing page, portfolio is the works page, contact obviously the CTA page, but the about actually is a section of the page, of the landing page. So what we're going to do here is a mixture. We're not going to be having this full navbar, so let's just ungroup it and just remove this one, but the links should be there. Nav links. So what we have to do is move it down below. So now when we go to this section here, which would be the works, as we saw here, the works, here we are calling it portfolio. Here we are calling it work. So just to be consistent, I'm going to change it. I'm going to say portfolio, and here portfolio page, and it would house our portfolio, and this would be also portfolio. But here it will be work page, since one work, we are only showing one work. So what we can do here is actually just move this active indicator to the portfolio. So because it's very minimal and it's very simple. It does not take too much of the space, and that is actually what we want. So how are we going to deal with the portfolio section, landing page portfolio section? I have a couple of ideas. Thinking of it, I've been thinking of it for a while actually. I haven't really, this is still not loading for some reason. I haven't really put it into Figma or like tried anything with it. Okay, maybe it's not working now. Okay, but I have one idea that like I've been thinking about all the week, the weekend actually. So the idea was to use a gallery or a grid gallery. A grid gallery is basically just showcasing your work. Okay, let's just in random orientations all throughout the page. Okay, okay, all throughout the page showing random orientation and allowing movement, like 3D sort of movement. I've been thinking about that. I haven't really, as I told you, I haven't really uh, decided on it or haven't really tested it out here. But I know that this website uh, actually has something resembling what I want. Here, this is a gallery, which is now loading again quite yet. Maybe something wrong with my internet. Uh, but this is basically a gallery where we are showing multiple images, but it's a more structured top-down view, so vertical view. But instead, I want to make it uh, more open and free-flowing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to be housing our works like this. Okay, okay, just return that. So random or yeah, probably random. Or maybe we could try to do it in a more structured way. It's either more structured or it's randomized a bit. Uh, so which one is better? I'm thinking about it, and both of them have pros and cons. The pros of obviously having it more structured is easily accessible, but I think I made it obvious that like user friendliness, while it's very important, here in this design style, Swiss design, we are actually breaking some principles just to fit our actual uh, design ideology, which is showcasing your work in a fun and interesting way, more than solid visual friendly way. Uh, so I think the best way to do it here is random grids. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a square. Let's say it has not one 90 by 20 by 1080 aspect ratio. So that's the aspect ratio, it's not the actual size. Okay. So let's say this is the view. This would be the image. So we can actually just duplicate this and bring it over here. 413 by 232. Okay. So what we're going to be doing here is going to be changing the colors. By the way, let's make sure everything here is aligned with our principal colors here. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing this color to be the gray 800. And let's make this kind of black or gray. Let's make it black for now. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it inside of another auto layout. And this is going to be screen view, or let's just say screen. And there won't be any gap, but there will be 16 by 16 padding. And there will be a gray 300 fill. So what this indicates is the actual browser view. and I have to work on the padding a bit. I'm gonna give this 32. Okay, so this will simulate the browser padding. Now, looking at it does not look as browser, and that's completely fine. This is just a like a wireframe. Actually, I have to call this designs since I don't want to have a separate page for wireframes and everything. I'm just gonna have to group them. Control G or Control S. I think yes, Control S section them. But not now. So what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna be sparkling this in random pages, random places here. Okay, so let's just duplicate this, bring it over here, get it down a bit, like this. Make this smaller, and this maybe will signify a mobile view. And we're going to be having, we're not going to be having a mobile phone mockup for this. Rather, we're going to be having just a browser window. So like, I'm going to probably be going with Mac OS browser window styles, since I think it's the cleanest. Yeah, so it's just randomly just place these elements out. Okay, so you can see here it overlaps with the content here. So we're gonna be dealing with that. I haven't really thought of that much. Let's just place it here for now and decide how we're gonna be dealing with that. It's an interesting dilemma here, where we just basically have to make it uh, contrasting enough and visible enough. Obviously, it's tricky to design stuff like this. We'll have to figure it out. Obviously, here. And it's going to be horizontally scrolling, by the way. It's going to be scrolling horizontally. So okay. So how are you going to be dealing with this? I'm thinking, okay, basically what I'm thinking is to have a mixed blend mode here, so that this would be white and this would be white. Obviously, the implementation here in Figma is not the most perfect. You can see some part of it is being cut out. But like considering yeah, but like considering this is just a wireframe, let it be like this. But in CSS, actually, there is a method. There is a mixed blend mode, where basically, I don't know where I could find a good example for it. I think Figma has one built in though. If I just have a square here, this is black, and I have a circle here, which is white, and let's just give it some, I think it was difference. It's not difference here, is it? Okay, and it's not difference. What it has to be is we have to select these two and give them some sort of, I don't remember which one was it. This was actually, I believe we can make this white and just give them both some difference maybe. Maybe only for this. Anyway, my point is, for example, if it is positioned like this, color dodge, for example, means uh, it will match this, I think. That's what I think color dodge is. So this is basically the opposite of color dodge, which I don't know which one it is. But basically, the part of it which is not overlapping with the darker background will be white, and the part that will be black, and the part of it which is overlapping with the dark background, which will be white. So we'd have maximum contrast, and that is available in CSS itself. So it would be very easy to code. But here we're going to be using the same principle basically. Yeah. Yeah, so this is our portfolio section. Obviously, looking at this, this is horrendous. Okay, it doesn't look anything as I want it. It looks very bad. But what matters is the actual structure. Okay, so the actual structure here is actually intact. This is exactly the structure I want. Obviously, some things would have to smooth out, stuff like that. Uh, so we would have to tweak some elements, but that's not for the wireframe, that's for the actual design. So when we get there, we're going to be actually working on that. But for now, this is exactly what you want. Just make sure that you still remain in your view. Also, notice how this is actually not going to be scrolling downwards, rather it will be scrolling sideways. I know scroll jacking is something people really don't like, but that's probably, from my experience, that's more for regular websites, landing pages, and not really for this sort of website. So we're gonna be keeping that intact. So one thing here that I want to keep, what I want to change actually is the viewing effect. So let me just show you here. Here, for example, okay, it doesn't seem working with Wi-Fi disconnected for some reason. Anyway, when I hover over this, I want there to be an indicator for me to see the work. So like a call to action saying view the work. I believe we have this here. So let's just copy that and Control Shift R this here. Instead of let's work together, see work. Okay. Or it's not, C is not too formal, so I'm just gonna say view work. Meaning we're gonna basically be viewing this work when we hover over it. I'm really thinking of cool animations here. Probably when we hover over this, the rest of them would be blurred out. Some cool blurry effect, like for example, something like this. Some blur effect would have to occur on the rest of them, but it's not going to be just a random blur here. It's probably going to be something using WebGL. So we're going to have to figure that out in Figma. I'm going to be prototyping this actually as we work on the animations. I'm not sure how I'm going to work on the animation still. Maybe I'm using Jitter, maybe I'm using Figma, maybe I'm actually going to go for After Effects. I'm going to look into that when we start the actual animation stage. But for now, this is the basic representation or wireframe of the portfolio page section, not actual page. Moving on, like next I'm going to be working on the personal story page, then the experience, technologies, work mini page where we just show a slider of some work, then call to action and footer. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to mix these two. So let's actually do that. Okay. I'm going to take this as a mini footer. Mini footers, you basically have experience with mini footers before. They're basically like this is a mini footer. It's not like a full-blown footer like this, for example, for this website. It's very much minimal. So that's like the sort of what we're going to be going for in this case. So yeah, then we're going to be moving on to the other pages. The other pages will actually be very simple. Like you can see only one or two, one or two sections. This is a bit more. This is actually just a form, so it's basically very little. Then we're going to be finishing off the wireframe and we're going to go into the fun part, which is the design. Hopefully we can go much faster than we have been. I'm going to try to increase the speed as much as I can, but I also wanted to make this digestible. So thanks for watching. Just remember, if you get one thing from this video, make it that you can break your principles like this. There's no structure here basically. You can break your principles if it aligns with your design language, but you have to be very careful with them. And in fact, if you don't have much experience with design, if you're just trying out, keep to your principles. Use proper alignment, proper visual hierarchy, proper colors and stuff like that. So, but when you get more experience, you'll be able to start breaking them. Also, I'm sure some people look at this and like think the website is ugly, and that's not the case. This is merely a wireframe, and it's not a visual representation. It's a structural representation, meaning all the content that will be there is here, but the actual uh, visuals and colors and fonts and stuff like that, it's not here. Now, one thing I wanted to say before I finish off today's video is I was considering to have some indicator, some like a name for the project. But considering it's a gallery and the visuals are the most important thing, I am leaving that in, and I'm probably gonna be leaving this in, and I'm gonna be focusing on the visuals here, and more of the content would be on the actual work page. Okay, great. That's all I want to say. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Goodbye.